Hello, everybody. Welcome into the Dallas Cowboys Daily Blitz. I'm IndyCar Tim here on the Fish Report YouTube channel. We are back, baby. We want to give a big shout out to the folks over the Cowboys, especially the legal team, for helping us with the legal team and the powers be at YouTube for helping get this thing straightened out. We missed about a week of posting videos and interacting with you guys. We appreciate the nice comments and emails that we got. But yes, Fish is alive and well. We're all alive and well, and we're back. So leave me a comment in the video. We're going to talk a little bit today about the Dallas Cowboys offensive inefficiencies and perhaps some things that are causing it. And clearly the Dallas Cowboys that we've seen in the past 4 or 5 games are not the same Dallas Cowboys that we've seen, I don't know, the first 7, 8 games of the season, especially that 6-1 start when really the only loss was a last series game-winning drive by Tom Brady to start the season there in Tampa Bay. Otherwise, the Cowboys would have started 7-0. But even with the loss, they played well, right? I don't think anybody was disappointed with that loss other than the fact it was a loss. But as far as the way they played well. They were gelling. The offensive line was doing great. The running game was on par. Dak was accurate downfield, short passes. The short game was working. Everything was clicking for the Cowboys early on. Dak was on pace for an MVP season. That's not really the case anymore, is it? Cowboys are now 8-4, just 2 games up now. As during that stretch, the Cowboys were going 6-1, throw an extra game in there, and Washington started the season 2-6. Well, they've now won 4 in a row. They are 6-6. They're at 500, right on Dallas's coattails there for the NFC East lead. So it's time for Dallas to put things back together, figure out what's going on, because you've got 2 of the next 3 against Washington. We'll preview those probably tomorrow. The first game that is Sunday in Landover, Maryland at FedEx Field. So, you know, when you talk about, I think we can put all of these kind of offensive deficiencies, lack of a running game, into a nice little nutshell here for you. All right? So, Dallas escaped New Orleans with a 27-17 win. We know that. Did they play well? They played well enough to win against a depleted New Orleans team that really doesn't have a quarterback right now. Without their top wide receiver. You know, New Orleans probably isn't a playoff team. So, they won, but it was not an impressive win. Especially when you go to the fact that, let's talk about the fourth quarter. The Cowboys are up. You're trying to put the game away in the fourth quarter. You're trying to extend drives. You're trying to run the clock. So you need time of possession, you need yards, and you need plays. Well, the Cowboys went a 4-possession stretch of that fourth quarter, which some teams don't even get 4 possessions in any quarter. Some teams get 1 possession in a quarter, depending on how the other team's playing. But they had 4 possessions in the fourth quarter where you managed 12 plays, 23 yards, no first downs, no scores, 3 punts, and a Dak Prescott interception. Again, at a time when you're leading and you're trying to put the game away. You keep giving the ball back. And that's indicative, I think, of where this, again, in a little nutshell for you, this is where this offense is right now. Why and where does it start? Well, the running game, we've discussed that already. The running game's been terrible. Why has the running game been terrible? Well, Zeke has admittedly been a little bit banged up. He's got the knee, which they're calling it just a knee bruise now. So, you know, hopefully he says he's fine. Jerry described it early on as a bone bruise, which would have been a way more serious issue, I think. So I don't think that's the case, but let's go to the offensive line. We know that they've made some changes in the offensive line. Connor Williams, God, got hit with so many penalties. I forgot which game that was, but good God. Was it Kansas City? So he got yanked. Not because of poor blocking, poor play. It was just the penalty. So they put Connor McGovern in. All right, Connor McGovern has not been good. He's not been the serviceable offensive lineman that I think they thought he could be. He is definitely not playing up to the speed of Connor Williams. I think it's time to put Connor Williams back in there. You've now got a healthy Lael Collins. You've got a non-COVID now back with the team, Terrence Steele. I think you've got your best five. You have to start the best five up front on the offensive line, and they need to stay there. Don't move them around. Put them where you want them. Let them play consecutive games in the same position. Now, if you heard Jerry Jones on 105.3 The Fan on Tuesday, he threw something out there that blew my mind. He's talking about playing 6 offensive linemen in a 6 offensive lineman scheme where probably that 6th offensive lineman, who would be Connor McGovern at this point, will play like at the tight end so that they can have more big men up front blocking. And I get the premise. Big men up front blocking to help the run game. I get it. I just think that's a really weird, crazy thing to do. Now, we didn't hear that from Kellen Moore. We didn't hear it from Joe Philbin. We heard it from Jerry on a national radio interview. So who knows? We'll see. We'll see this Sunday with Washington. But interesting stuff there for sure. I think it does start with the offensive line. Don't forget the Cowboys are just finishing a stretch of 3 games in 12 days too. So that's going to take its toll on a team, especially on the line. But the Cowboys, things are looking up. They've got their defensive line intact. You've got Randy Gregory coming back. You've got, as Fish calls him, Sir Neville Gallimore coming back. And Tank's back. Mike is healthy. Trayvon Diggs, another pick. He never was gone, but he's back. If you want to throw that interception there and call him back, I think the defense, it's time to step it up, boys. And you know what? With a healthy offensive line, Dak's not going to have any excuses. I still say something is wrong with Dak. He does not look right. He does not look well. His throws are horribly inaccurate compared to the first part of the season. Is he just tired? Is it a conditioning issue? Is the calf bothering him? Is the ankle bothering him? Is it something else? Man, I don't know, but there is something wrong there. And we'll see how it plays out. But you've got 2 of the next 3 against the team chasing you. You're at Washington, or at Landover, Maryland at FedEx Field this Sunday. Then you travel to New York the game after that. Then you come home against Washington at AT&T Stadium. So this next 3-game stretch is pivotal. To put the division out of hand, out of reach for Washington, you really need to beat them both times, and then boom. If you lose both of those games, you've lost the division lead. Because you've got a 2-game lead. They would have won both games. They would have swept you in the season series. Your record would be tied, but they would own the tiebreaker, so you have lost the division. That can't happen. Can you imagine that happen? How Cowboys Nation's going to react to that? Fire McCarthy. Hashtag McCarthy's head. Whatever. But anyway, let's pay attention to it. We will preview the Washington football team game tomorrow, headed into the weekend. If you got any questions for me, at IndyCar Tim, please reach out to me on Twitter, at IndyCar Tim. Please subscribe to the channel, the Fish Report YouTube channel, all the greatest, latest Dallas Cowboys up-to-the-minute information to hear from myself, from Fish, from Lando, from Bree, from Richie, everybody. The great Dallas Mavericks Step Back Podcast, also on the Fish Report channel. All of your fantasy football, all of your college football, it's all here on the Fish Report. I'm IndyCar Tim. We'll do it again tomorrow. Until then,